All right, hey everybody. So I'm here in Vegas at at one of my flip properties, not a wholesale property, but a flip property that we're finishing up doing. And I thought I'd make this quick video for you. Contractors here finishing some stuff up. It's in the evening, and I just thought I'd go over with you a few items that'll really either make or break a rehab. You know, I've had some of these items where, you know, it's made me an extra $20,000 on a flip. So I'll just show you a couple things. So on the driveway, and we've done some epoxy. This was actually supposed to be some granite grip that looks more like concrete, but it'll be all right. But I don't want that done like that. But I think on this property it'll be okay. Sorry about that. And the same thing on the walkway here. So pretty nice looking property. The other thing, I've been out of town a little bit, and my contractor chose a different flooring, and you probably won't be able to see it in the video. It looks pretty nice, but in person it almost looks like linoleum. Not totally, but it's different than what we've used in the past, and I don't really like it, so I'm pretty particular. This is in the mid 300s, I think, for this ARV. But a couple things here as you're going through, they've told me a few times that it's done, and it's definitely not done. So if you look down here, you can see that the caulking on the baseboards is not fully, it's pretty thick there, probably because of the slope of the floor. So that needs to be corrected a little bit. And then we've painted the fireplace white. I think for the time period it's okay. I think the stacked stone would be maybe an overkill on it, but it would look nice as well. And then we've put in some nice lighting here, a little bit more modern. And then in the kitchen, of course, we've put in a really nice vent hood, and then the quartz on the countertops. Styles are changing a little bit now, so we're gonna have to move to some different design features. But again, some of the things that make a really big difference is, like this right here is unacceptable to me. It needs a box, and that's the water for a refrigerator. So that needs to be redone. So, as buyers walk through the flip properties, they start seeing stuff, and they're like, well, what's the top of this iceberg? What did they not do right? And then we've also got, if you can see that up there, but there's actually a run in the paint up there in the corner. And then, and then the laundry room isn't looking quite as clean as it should. So just little things you wouldn't think make a difference, and it really bugs, contractors when I come in my wholesale deals and I tell them what they need to do, because they're embarrassed, for one, and for two, they should know better, and for three, it really does make a difference. They think I'm being too picky sometimes, but it's being picky that'll make you more money on your rehabs down here. Like this needs to be painted. So that's seems like a small thing, but again, it's something that's missed. And then the other thing, my pet peeve, is when we paint cabinets or paint doors and they're older doors, I'm always a big proponent of making sure that we do new hinges, because either it looks new or it looks used and just tried to look new. So that's a big thing there. We've got the pool outside. So there's some work that we did out there. I might be able to walk out there in a minute. And then things like this too. These light switches here, why are we canceling them out like that? If they're not needing to be used, let's just cancel them. So these are some things that really make difference on getting the full value out of your flip rehabs. So, and then as we go down the hallway here to the bedrooms, down here again, each one of these moldings and casings, you'll see the caulk. Some of them are cut too short. It doesn't look like they put another coat of paint over them after they painted them. So that's a problem. And then if we go into the closet, and the master closet, you'll notice there's a lot of canceled switches. I guess the prior owner had a hair salon in here. So how many closets do you know that have all these outlets and then all these blanks, you know? So not many that I know of. And then there's a switch to the light right here in the closet. And then there's also one that's canceled here. And then there's also one that's canceled here. So that's kind of a big deal, okay? And then there was a fogged up window as well over here that when the sun was hitting it, I don't know if you can see it now, but you know, you can see fogged up window that needs to be replaced. They're working on some stuff on the roof. So just a lot of nitpicky things, but buyers will see that, especially when you're doing a home like this and it should look really nice. Obviously it still needs a cleaning. You know, we got some stuff out here, and then they need to be doing some spraying of weeds on the outside here. And then, you know, even the siding needs to be sanded down and repainted over here. So there's some things to the siding that need to be done. And then I'll walk around back here real quick. Oh, let me show you another thing is sometimes, you know, these straps for the water heater were on here wrong. And so we moved those, and then up here it needs a collar on that at the roof. And then down here is that water to the refrigerator. It needs to be laid out better. And then also, it also needs a GFI down here, okay? So just things like that that are gonna be called out on an inspection. Now, a lot of times I'll get an inspection done on these properties before we put them on the market, but some of this stuff won't come up on an inspection necessarily. So when you're walking them, you have to look at them, what looks normal, what doesn't. We've done the painting or the epoxy paint on all of these steps and stuff, but this one is not done, so it kind of stands out like a sore thumb. You know, the siding we're leaving is older on this property, but you know, some of these outside outlets, if those are missing, we had a couple of those missing. You know, we have water damage on the older siding that needs to be fixed. You know, we put a tree back here, this particular property. You know, there's a drive through CSV over here, so we put up this CVS pharmacy, so we put up this fence along here 3 feet above the brick wall to help give some more privacy, make it look more modern, and then put a tree here that'll grow and cover that up so people aren't really thinking about that, hopefully. And then you know, on the siding, it's older siding. You know, this line, if you can see it here, needs to be cleaned up. And then, you know, even smudges on the electrical boxes and things like that. And you know, it looks like there might be some water damage somehow down here, which isn't a big deal, but it needs to be fixed. So those, you know, these are the type of things that I look for. The other thing is too is that, and you know, this is after having a contractor go through here, and this is the sort of thing that you're left with. So you got to make sure you're watching out for them. As you got loose wires right here on the clock, these needs to be closed up, you know. And this is your clock that's missing the cover on it. Just these sorts of things. And then we've got some low voltage wire here that needs to be better hidden, you know, that's going over to the irrigation box over here. So it needs to be buried and covered. And then up here, this light needs to be changed out to match the other light, so they missed that. And I was told like 3-4 times that this house was ready to go on the market. Obviously, it's not with these things. And then you've got over here cracking in the concrete. I mean, I'll walk through a property, and we penalize them too for not getting these things ready. But I'll walk through a property sometimes 3 and 4 times, and they still haven't done these little things. And these are what make a difference when you're flipping a property. Like up here, they had an old AC hanging. They've got to get those down and patch those up. So there's a lot of little stuff that will really turn a better profit on a flip. You know, I've had it, you know, I've been asked, well, how do you make so much on that flip? And it's because I'm pretty particular on the finishes. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you all. If you happen to do a rehab, you move from wholesaling to rehabbing, or if you're doing rehabbing now and you want to make more profit on your deals, You know, look for the small things. Don't be afraid to tell your contractors what they need to fix, because if you don't, it could mean big money for you. Okay, so thought that would be beneficial. Oh, the other thing too is I was just looking out here is that this tree, it looks like it might need to be cleaned up a little bit as well. So lost a couple branches here, so it's looking pretty gnarly. So we'll see if we can cut some of those back or not. But I just saw that just now. So it's really helpful to walk your properties. You'll get more money if you take the time and you really dial it in. These can make a big difference, make or break a flip or rehab. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you got some good info out of this, and cheers to your success. Bye bye.